Due to the pandemic, duelists have had to find new ways to duel, and one of the main new ways to duel was something Konami coined called Remote Duels, where duelists around the world participate by pointing a video camera at their cards and dueling. Now, I expect the pandemic will be over in maybe a few months or so. Maybe not over, but we're slowly starting to recover. And we may have a chance to go back through live dueling. And so I've compiled a list of 5 things that we can learn from remote duels and take forward and hopefully implement them as part of our community. These are like changes to the rules of the game, as well as just quality of life improvements, as well as just a little bit of analysis. So if you guys enjoy this style of content, please consider subscribing. I do discussion videos like this a lot. Okay, 5 things we've learned from remote duels. Let's start with number 1. The first thing is that in-person events are awesome. I can't wait for these to come back. There's nothing like having that local community that you can meet up with, traveling to a YCS, going to a regional. These events are awesome. Remote duels haven't really been a replacement for these. They do help scratch a competitive itch. They help scratch an itch of playing with real cards. But these in-person events, I can't wait for them to come back, and I know a lot of people feel the same way. They're just better in ways like, cheating is much harder at in-person events. You get to actually talk to the people, you get to see their faces, a lot more interacting, there's trading, lots of benefits. So that's the first thing we learn is, we really do miss those in-person events. Because the thing number 2, though, is that being able to duel with people around the world through remote duels has also been really awesome. I personally have been loving the fact that I can duel with basically anybody at a moment's notice with real cards. I get to interact with my opponents, meet new people that I've never met before. People can like I said, they don't have locals nearby. They can just go and play in a local tournament consistently on a regular basis. And I think that helps bring people into the game. And if enough people in an area start playing, the local game store will follow. So I think remote dueling is really good for bringing those people that don't have great access to a local game store together. Also, the time investment. Like some days I'm just not feeling like going out, pre-pandemic times. And like just being able to roll to your computer after work, join a remote duel locals is awesome. So I think definitely remote dueling should not go completely away once the pandemic is over. We should definitely have some remote duels left over. So remote dueling is also really good. Now I wanted to get into this next topic. These are like more like real things, real changes we can implement and things we've learned from remote dueling. So the first one is we should have 50-minute rounds. This one should have been a long time coming. For remote duels, we've been given the luxury of having 50-minute rounds, and Konami said, and it's true, there's, some delay, lag, having to look up cards. It does take a little bit longer to play the game, but I think we still get more time for duels in remote duels than we previously did in in-person events. Previously, we had 40-minute rounds, which is just way too short. And 50-minute rounds, it still doesn't feel like enough, but I think we should really have 50-minute rounds. 50-minute rounds, definitely the way to go. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, because I've really been enjoying the 50-minute rounds. The one thing I can see people being skeptical about is the time constraints. Yishan, what if the tournaments take too long? That was a big problem in the past. Well, I have to remind you that it's almost always the fact that one slow match slows down the entire tournament. Honestly, adding 50-minute rounds will probably cause a few increases in time, but honestly, probably not too much, not as much as you guys think it would, because again, like I said, it's usually just one duel. It's the lowest common denominator that slows down an entire tournament, and 50-minute rounds just avoids the less feel bad, I won in time moments, that sort of thing. Okay, so 50-minute rounds. Online registration fee available. We've been registering online even with deck lists for big remote duel events like the Remote Duel Extravaganza, and it's just unbelievable to me that we still do not have the online registration available. This will help save massive amounts of time, probably more time than implementing a 50-minute round would. Just by, like preloading all the deck list registrations. Just think about it like this. Okay, if you can register up to a certain time online, that shortens that huge line at regionals and YCS is the day of. We have regionals that say they start at 9, start at 11, 11:30 sometimes I've even seen it. That's just crazy, right? So I think online registration, we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron, that app where you can put in your deck list. Online registration just needs to come to the TCG. It's just ridiculous that we still can't register online for live person events. I mean, we haven't returned since the pandemic, but I think really that's something we should be looking forward to. So I think this cool outweigh the time cost of having 15-minute rounds. Definitely something Konami should look to implement. 5, the last thing is that remote dueling has really been good for content. Yugi-Tubers, Twitch streamers have really grown during this time, and a lot of it is like playing remote duels consistently. I know pack, head-to-head battles, they're always remote dueling, and I think remote dueling is just much more entertaining to watch. They can play locals all the time. It's easier to set up a stream. Like, the streams look pretty professional. And even though you don't have 2 players live there, like, you can just call up a friend, be like, hey, Pack calls up Susie, like, let's duel. And then we've got content for a whole night, and it's really entertaining, really good stuff. So I think remote dueling, shouldn't go away. Like, just call up your friends, hey, let's do some remote duels. Like, it's just a great way to share the game with other people, to share the game with other viewers, if you're a content creator. So I think remote dueling has been really, really good in that regard. Okay, so what does the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Look like? Well, I hope we definitely have some sort of hybrid system. I don't think super competitive remote duel events are the way to go. A lot of people are worried about cheating. They're concerned about cheating, and that's a fair concern because it definitely is easier to cheat. But like these more like tier 1 locals, maybe like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Day sort of thing, is the great way to go. Like, maybe you could do some like crazy side event remote duel day if you're Konami, and just people from around the countries can just literally participate and like win a mats all day, or something like that. Whereas, the YCS, the regionals, the nationals can be held, of course, live. And I can't wait for the local game stores to continue, but I definitely think, remote dueling should stick around after the pandemic. I mean, it's a really, really awesome tool for players to have. So why would we get rid of it, right? I think this pandemic has taught us a lot of things about, just how humans enjoy spending their time. And so why get rid of the remote duel? So I hope you have some sort of hybrid system. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What else can we learn from remote duels? What other things should we take over? What things should we push away? Just let me know. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion. I've been enjoying remote duels, but I see the pandemic is coming to a close. I'm really excited for in-person events. I hope to see you guys there, and I also hope to see you guys in the next video.